What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. To focus in on John Tortorella making quite the impression in his first game with the Columbus Blue Jackets, benching Ryan Johansen in the last 6 minutes and 10 seconds of the loss to the Minnesota Wild. That put the Blue Jackets at 0-8, which is not exactly the way you want to start the season, going winless through the first 10% of your games. But all right, you look at Tortorella's history of benching players. It's a long one. He has his little shticks and his little power trips, and has to make a statement because he's Torts. There was a thing going on Twitter, taking proverbial bets who would be the first Blue Jacket benched by Tortorella. I would have bet the house on Jack Johnson, but I would have lost, so I don't gamble. So that's there. I think one guy he's gonna fall in love with, proverbially speaking, of course, is Brandon Saad. I think Saad, throughout all this, and I think there's a lot of that's still a very, very tense locker room. It should be when you're 0-8. I mean, let's be honest. It's like, okay, we got our coach fired from not producing, and now we got you go from having like the good teacher that everyone kind of walks over because he's the cool teacher, and then you get the world's biggest douchebag come in as your as the replacement. I'm not calling Tortorella the world's biggest d-bag, but he's closer to the top than the bottom, I'll tell you that much. And going back to Brandon Saad, Saad, he's obviously a younger guy. He'll be 23 Tuesday. He turns 23 the day before I turn 24, so 364 days younger than yours truly. But despite that, two-time Stanley, he's played 3 years in the league, has 2 Stanley Cups. He's been there and done that. And if I'm Tortorella, I'm kind of reaching out to Saad and being a liaison, being like, all right, what worked in Chicago? Now, what worked in Chicago was they had a much, much better team than this Jacket squad, which I picked to make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. But, you go a step further, something's got to change. And, obviously the coaching staff is a start, but the players got to hold themselves accountable, and Bobrovsky definitely has, verbally speaking. But, it's one thing to say, I suck, I have to be better. Go out and play better. I mean, they got Colorado tomorrow night in Denver. That'll be a tough one. I mean, Colorado's not the worst team in the NHL. Well, actually, the Jackets are the worst team in the NHL. So, you can only go up from there. And they look like a defeated hockey team. And for a team that many people, again, including myself, picked to make the playoffs, it's an embarrassment, to see this team out there playing so poorly, really just getting outworked, outplayed. And, when a team gets desperate to the point where they bring in John Tortorella to be the head coach, that's when there are a lot of issues that need to be resolved. And it wasn't all on Todd Richards, and I backed that 100%. I was like, it was the easiest, most convenient thing to do is fire the head coach. But now what? Tortorella can only do so much. And again, I would not have hired Tortorella for the billionth time, but at the same time, it's like, all right, now you got him, you got to start buying it. And I look for Brandon Saad to play the role of liaison, if that makes any sense. And someone's going to knock me for wording it the way I do it. It's just, that's who he's going to have to be. He's going to have to be kind of the segue between Tortorella and the team. It's just one of those things. But we'll see how it all works out. Anyway, that's all sort of the power play with CJ. Stay tuned for episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.